What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So we have a new plan that was just announced yesterday, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what's going on. I'm going to show you the whole calendar. So I know I was doing this in the past. Every month I would show you a calendar. I'm going to start doing that again because there's a lot of stuff that's going to be on the table in the coming months. So in May, we're looking at this debt ceiling, and then we're going to be looking at the cost of living adjustment for people on Social Security. That will start in July. And so we have things that are going to be taking place. And so I want to show you what's going on in Washington, D.C., when these politicians are on recess, when they're actually working. And so that's what we're going to focus on in this video. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. By clicking all, you'll get notified anytime we post a video. We do daily videos here, so by clicking the bell notification and clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead. I want to show you the calendar, and I will zoom out, and I'll move it up here. So this is for all of May. This is what we're going to be talking about today. So if you want to take a snapshot of this, you can, so you'll have the calendar, and so you can look at that. You can revert back to it at a later date, but we're going to go over everything that's on this calendar, and we have some things that are really important for us to focus on. The first thing I want to show you guys is, and I was doing this every month, I'm going to start doing it again. And so when it comes to the payout dates for people receiving Social Security, SSI, SSDI, we're going to take a look at that really briefly. You guys should know when you're receiving your payments, but I just want to go over it one more time. So SSI, they already received their checks on the 1st. And then on the 3rd, people receiving Social Security. If you're receiving Social Security and SSI, you'll receive it on the 3rd. Also, if you started receiving Social Security prior to 1997, then you'll receive it on the 3rd. And then we're looking at the 2nd Wednesday, which is the 10th, the 17th, and the 24th. And they base it on when you were born. So basically your birth date. That's how they do that. So those are the payment dates. Now, what I want to focus on is I want to focus on this new plan, okay? And when are they going to implement this new plan? A few things have come up in the last couple of days. So we know that the president will be having a meeting / negotiation with Speaker McCarthy, and I'm sure Leader Schumer will be there as well, and Leader McConnell will be there. So we're going to have a negotiation start to happen when it comes to this whole debt ceiling. Are they going to tie the debt ceiling to the budget? Are we going to pass a clean debt ceiling? So they're talking a lot about that right now. We know on the 9th, that's when they will meet. Now, you might be asking yourself, well, why are they waiting until the 9th? I mean, they could meet either today, they could meet tomorrow. Why are they waiting so long? As far as Friday, why they can meet on Friday as well. And so why are we seeing this delay? Well, mainly the main reason we're seeing this delay is Speaker McCarthy is out of the country. So he is not here to negotiate. So they can't sit down. And so that's why we're seeing the date of the 9th. So we have the negotiations going on the 9th. Now, looking at our calendar, just so we know when the Senate will be in session and when the House will be in session, the Senate will be in session all week. Okay, so all this week, except for Friday. Friday is a day off, of course. Not everyone gets Friday off, but politicians, they like to take Fridays off. And so they will return. Actually, they're taking Friday and Monday off. So we'll return and we'll have both the House and the Senate in session on the 9th. And that's when they will have this meeting at the White House. And then the House and the Senate will be there on the 10th, the 11th, and the 12th. So things can get done this whole week. So it's very important that they have this meeting on the 9th and that hopefully something good comes of this meeting, and then they can go ahead and move forward with some type of a plan for the debt ceiling. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But the House, we know they already passed the bill. They sent it over to the Senate. So now it's going to be up to the Senate to do something. However, we do have, let's see, on the 15th, so that's Monday, the House and the Senate return. And then on the 16th, this is an important date. The 16th is an important date because the Democrats in the House, they have this new plan that they're trying to put together. And what they're going to do is a discharge petition. And what that means is they need to get signatures, 218 signatures. in order to move forward with their own plan for the debt ceiling and the budget. So if we can get this bipartisan group together, and that's what they're really focused on now, trying to get a bipartisan group together, which they already have the Problem Solvers Caucus, which they've been talking about a plan for the debt ceiling and the budget. So they could put something together, or they could already have something. The talk right now is that the Problem Solvers Caucus is probably going to be the best option moving forward. And so what that means, on the 16th, Democrats will introduce this discharge petition, and they need 218 votes, which means they need 5 Republicans to vote for whatever this debt ceiling plan is. And so that's going to be the major hurdle that they need to get these 5 Republicans to vote for this. But if they can talk to the Problem Solvers Caucus, try to get something on paper that's good for both sides, then we could see 5 Republicans come on the side of Democrats and vote in favor of moving forward because this discharge petition, all this says is they can move forward with a vote without having Speaker McCarthy bring it to the floor. Okay. Speaker McCarthy has the power to bring to the floor whatever bills he wants to bring to the floor. However, this discharge petition would allow Democrats who don't have the power to bring anything to the floor, it will allow them to actually bring this plan to the floor. Okay, so it's a special carve out, and it's not, you can't use it for every bill, but the Democrats they're probably going to, they're at least going to attempt to do this on the 16th. So that's an important date. Now, moving right along after the 16th, and we have the 17th to 18th. That's when we have both the House and the Senate in session. This is the best week for something to get done. Okay, this is going to be the best week because you have both the House and the Senate in session. If they can come to some type of an agreement, maybe let's say they come to an agreement on the 9th. Let's just say Speaker McCarthy goes to the White House, speaks to the president. You have Leader Schumer, Leader McConnell there, and they all say, okay, look, we're not going to default on our payments, so we're going to come together with something. We just need to get it on paper. Then they'll have this whole week to get everything on paper, and then on the 15th, between the 15th and the 19th, if we see this discharge petition, which could be something else that they work up, then we will see some action, hopefully, by the 18th. And then on the 19th, the House will go on recess, but the Senate will still be there. And so if the House can take up this new bill that the Democrats introduce on the 16th, then maybe the Senate will be able to vote on it on the 19th. Okay, so then we'll have one more week, and the House will be in session for that full week, pretty much the full week. Of course, Friday, like I said, they like to take Fridays off, so they'll take that Friday off. However, the Senate won't be in session. So unless they call for a special session, the House is going to need to take up anything. If they need to kick this bill around, let's say it goes to the Senate and then it gets approved in the Senate and it goes back to the House, then that will be the perfect opportunity for them to take a look at it. And then we have the 30th and the 31st, and both of those days we have the Senate in session and the House will be on recess. Now, why is this important? This is important because June 1st, that's when we could see a potential default. And this is coming from Treasury Secretary Yellen. She has indicated that we could potentially see a default. We could run out of money by June 1st. And so something needs to get done. And so that is why you're seeing the president say, okay, let's go ahead and sit down and let's hear out Speaker McCarthy to see what he wants to do. And I posted a video a couple of days ago where I talked about the fact that Speaker McCarthy is in a really, really tough situation when it comes to trying to navigate this whole debt ceiling budget talk. So we're going to have to see if he's able to do this. And if he's not able to do it, he could lose his job. Okay? It's very easy for him to lose his job because of the concessions that he took when he was voted in as Speaker. So he basically made a lot of concessions to a lot of Republicans in the House. And so the House Republicans, they don't need much to dismiss Speaker McCarthy and vote for a new speaker. And so that's why Speaker McCarthy's really trying to stick to this bill that they passed, because if he doesn't stick to it, then there's a possibility that he gets dismissed, and then we will have a new speaker because they'll vote someone else in. And so that's what we're looking at right now. The good news is that at least Democrats in the House, they have a strategy, and so they can move forward with a clean debt ceiling, and maybe they'll have something that's added to it, but it won't be all the cuts that we're seeing right now when it comes to the bill that was just passed in the House. And so the danger of this bill that was passed in the House, and I can't overemphasize this, I want you guys to understand what's going on. The danger of this bill is there are a lot of cuts for the different agencies, Veterans Affairs, Social Security Administration. And with the cuts to these agencies, it will slow up productivity, which could affect people receiving benefits because it could delay your benefits. And now also, if we go into a default, that could also delay benefits. And so that's why it's very important for them to raise the debt ceiling, and they can address the budget, but they really need to look at what they're cutting. Because if you just cut across the board, if you just say we're going back to 2020 numbers, that will affect a lot of people in a negative way. And so I want to know what you guys think about all this. So let me know down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.